Hey, Bruce Naylor, your boomer consumer. And this episode's all about the HIFIMAN Ananda headphones. And as a disclaimer, these were sent to me by HIFIMAN for review. However, all opinions of my own, and no one has reviewed this video prior to posting. Whew, glad we got that out of the way. These are an open back Planar headphone, and they sell currently for about $6.99 a pair. If you've got more information in the links down below. These are a very special headphone, and I want to share this with you. These are just spec'd so well. 25 ohm resistance on there, and also rated at 103 dB sensitivity. What does all that mean? It means that these things can get really, really loud. You can use them with the phone. You can use them with the tablet device that has a 3.5 millimeter output jack. Should be able to listen just fine with these Anandas. Specifications, again, 25 ohm, 103 dB. Frequency response, 8 hertz to 55 kilohertz. That's way above and beyond the range of human hearing. I found these to be very, very neutral sounding headphones. Oh, and I should mention they weigh 14.07 ounces for 399 grams. Here's the bottom line. They look big and bulky. They are. No, we can see that. They're good size. If you see me looking off to the side, making sure everything's staying in focus, there you go. But they're actually lighter than they look, all right? And I've worn them for hours and hours and hours, listening to all kinds of different music over the last, actually I've had them in the shop here for probably a good month or two. And so just off and on, I've used them, comparing them with like the Edition XS, the Arias, the Sunderas. And I think these just have that high-end headphone sound at a fraction of the price. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars to get a fantastic sound when you're looking, considering the Anandas. All right, let's talk about the construction of these headphones. First off, you'll notice the headband on here. You've got this kind of a pleather headband on there, and that really helps with the comfort. Then you've got steel frame construction on here, very nice. Let's take a look at the side here. You see this? They call that a window shade, and this is the asymmetrical design of the ear cups. The idea is for it to kind of follow the natural shape of the human ear, and these seal over your ear very, very nicely. Steel frame on here. You can't swivel them. Let's do a stretch test. You see it's going to stretch so far. Good and stretchy, but you do get a nice solid fit with these. Inside, you've got the markings for the left and the right. Let's take a look at the back here, see if we can get that into focus. There you go. You have two 3.5 millimeter input jacks for the included cable, which is about 6 feet long in length. Let's look at the ear pads. We can get that in the shot. Let's see if we can go. Here we go. Come on, can I focus? Can you see that? It's got a nice, there we go. There we go. Come on, get into focus. Right there. You see that's got a very nice kind of soft velvety material. And then it's got a pleather padding, very thick padding on here. Nice and thick. There we go. Nice and thick padding on it. Very, very comfortable. You adjust it by just simply pulling down. There you go, in and out. And that's how you adjust it. And I wore these for hours and hours and hours. Very comfortable pair of headphones. However, I did feel a little bit of slight pinching over my right ear, but after kind of giving them a chance to break in, then they felt more comfortable. Again, they look heavier and bulkier, and you would think that this is going to be really heavy on your head, but no, not at all. They're very, very, very comfortable to wear because they're so sensitive, and you can use these pretty much with, as I said, a mobile device that's got the 3.5 millimeter output. The cable, let me show you this real quick. So this is the cable that comes with it, and it's gold plated. Of course, that pops off, and then you have the 3.5 millimeter. Plug it back on, and you're good to go. And on the other end, you have the 3.5 connectors right there. That's the cable. That's what comes with it. To me, the build quality is, the comfort is absolutely king, followed by the sound. Because no matter how great a pair of headphones sounds, if they're not comfortable, you're not going to use them. Well, let's get the performance out of the way. I mentioned how sensitive they are. Very neutral sounding headphones, very neutral sounding. The bass on here, let's talk about bass for a little bit. So I did some demos of some tracks that has some pretty good bass. Daft Punk has some stuff with some really nice deep bass. Fleetwood Mac, Pink Floyd. The bass is defined, it's fast, it's got good punch to it. I mean, you would think so, right? 8 hertz, down to 8 hertz. Yes, it does. But it's not overtly punchy. It's not that rumbling type of bass. It's just a nice, detailed, and defined bass. All right. The mid bass. So I'm listening to a track called Quarter Chicken Dark, and Stuart Duncan does a great job on there. And that mid bass, which is about that 200 to 500 hertz range, that's going to cover a lot of your instruments like bass, guitar, cello, voice, that kind of thing. Very, very pronounced. Again, no coloration, no distortion, very, very fast. Loved it. Mid-range. One of my favorite performers for mid-range is Diana Krall. And her rendition of California Dreamin' was just fantastic. The presence, you just felt you were in the room with Diana Krall as she's recording that song. The breath in between verses that she takes, even though they've got it down very quiet, every little detail you could hear in her voice. And for, the kind of price these are selling for, that's an amazing, amazing value. Treble. So another track I like is called Musical Genocide, and it's written, performed by Gregory Porter. The bass, or the treble, is not fatiguing. And I think that's important, because if something's overly bright and you listen to it for a lengthy amount of time, you can get fatigue. And that can be anything from just feeling tired or actually having a grinding headache. That does not occur with these. These are very, very neutral. Nothing is really overly pronounced with these headphones. Soundstage is wide and tall. You just feel like that stage, you're in that front row in front of a very large stage with this. And finally, let's talk about the imaging of these headphones. So another one of the demo tracks that I have is the Tennessee Waltz by Alan Taylor. And before that starts, the musicians are talking and kind of joking around before they actually start singing the song. They leave it in there. It sounded like, one, I was in the room with them, and two, I could literally pick out where the conversations were coming from. That's how good the imaging is with these headphones. So my final thoughts is this: for under $1,000 pair of headphones, these are a fantastic sounding and a high value set of headphones that should last you probably a lifetime if you take care of them. These are very highly rated. They're very highly regarded. And there's a lot of reviews of these. These represent, I think, if you're going to invest in a pair of headphones, these are going to be a pair that you should definitely consider. And that's really just about it for these HIFIMAN Ananda headphones. Well, thanks so much for watching this review. I'm Bruce Naylor, your Boomer Consumer. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.